All right, we are going to move on to post of the week, and this one was interesting for me because I have done a lot of payload replacement and binary, and even some HTTP here. I haven't done a whole lot with XML, and frankly, I don't really use XML a whole lot anymore. But the question was that I need to remove this stuff, and maybe I can make that a little bigger real quick so people can see. But everything from pan to the closing pan tag, I need that pulled out. So that stuff, I have trouble highlighting in this editor. I don't know if you had that same problem. But anyway,
Yeah.
pan to pan, that I need to remove that stuff. And so my first thought was stream profile. It's like, hey, we can do that pretty easily. And so I did that with removing the tag. So if you go to a stream profile, in fact, I can probably bring my BIG-IP if it's running here. Oh, wait, you need to see it down here. Doesn't help you up there.
There we go. BIG-IP.
All right. So on BIG-IP, there's something called a stream profile. And it allows you to take options. That's the default. So advice, never ever change the default. Always create a new one. And it allows you to do pattern matching. So I'll just create a test here and a target of, let's see. You need some kind of a delimiter. So if you want to take HTTP and then swap that out with HTTPS, then you do something like that. Now, if you just want to find a pattern and remove it, you can do something like that, where, let me bounce that size up so you can see it a little better.
It's great.
It doesn't have to be an @ sign. I've always used that. Some people use an equal sign.
Any delimiter, though, just an ASCII character?
Yeah. Well, it's not. There's in fact, and go to Cloud Docs and show you that real quick. Stream expression should have them in there. And yeah, here are the actual delimiters that you can.
Oh, okay. Good amount.
So those are the delimiters that are acceptable. However, note that some of these are also regex characters, and so you want to be careful with the delimiter that you use, and of course you have to escape stuff. But what I didn't know when I started this process is that the stream profile does support regex stuff. I thought it was just static pattern matching, but you can do regex in there. And so before I got to the solution, which I'll talk about here in a second, I was looking at the HTML content rewriting. I don't know if anybody has ever used the HTML comment rewriting, but it allows you to do things with HTML tags. And you can do it in the profile directly, or you can just match a tag and then do everything in iRules. Still have to have the profile attached, but you can just move all of your control into iRules versus having it in the profile.
Are there differences on that versus in the request versus in the response?
Yes, that's why this ultimately did not work, because what the original question was, I need to remove these values in a request. And so when I was testing the HTML, it's like I couldn't get anything to work because I was making requests. And the HTML content rewriting is on response only. So that's why this ultimately wasn't a solution. It also wouldn't have been a solution beyond just matching the tag, in that I think the intent of this is mostly, it's like it does allow you to remove tags, but I think the intent is mostly to change attributes within the tag, because what it doesn't do is remove any of the content between an opening and closing tag. So you can remove a tag, but it's not going to remove the closing tag, and it's not going to remove the content in between your opening and closing tag. So it's a direct match. If you want to take off tag pan, which was what they were asking, it'll remove that tag, but it won't remove the closing tag or the content. So you have to specify the closing tag but then you're still left with the content. Now, if that's what you want, you just want to remove a tag and you want the content there, that'll work on response traffic, but it doesn't work on set. So anyway, back to the final solution. Because the test supports regex, I'm able to find a pattern of that opening tag, that closing tag, and then replace it with nothing. You notice I have nothing there, and it replaces it. Now, with the regex, this makes it non-greedy. If I took out that part of this, it actually would take everything from the opening pan tag to the last closing pan tag. So if I had multiple entries of what he has here, wrong one. So he has multiple cards here. If without that greedy or non-greedy part of the regex, it actually removes everything from here to here.
Ooh.
Which is not what you want. You want to maintain each of the parent tags for pan. You don't want to lose this X date thing. You just want to take out of each card this set of material. And so, ultimately the solution there was to remove. That was my first response to him, just kind of because I wasn't really sure if he was looking to remove just the tag or all the content and all that. But what ended up, where's my finals? There we go. And so this is the profile that ended up working. And so real quick before we close out of this, go over to Wireshark here, and always want to, when I'm testing, I always want to look to make sure what I'm doing is actually working on the wire. And so I have this Wireshark capture, and so I can look at my request methods. By the way, these are categories columns that you can add. Request method, ingress, those are not things that are in the default view. It's really easy and trivial to add columns. You just right click on something and click add column. So I can go in here and see my request methods right away. I don't have to hunt for them. And so I see that. But I also, if you capture TCP dump like this when you're using, actually I didn't even specify it, but it still included the Ethernet trailer in these packets. I don't think I have the high value. Let me see real quick. Yeah, I just have low details. So if you don't specify the F5 flag, you'll get low details anyway. But the other column that I like to do when I'm looking at F5 captures is the ingress, whether it's true or false. And I like to make sure I'm only looking at VIP traffic, so I can take all of my monitor traffic just by saying, is this actually a virtual server? And so it'll eliminate all of my monitor traffic, all the other stuff that I don't really need to look through. And that's just F5 ETH trailer dot VIP name length is 0. If it's not 0, then it's going to be a VIP and it's going to be going through there. So that allows me to narrow down my capture pretty quickly. And then I also add a column for the ingress so that I know true or false if it's in. So boom, this is a post because I know I'm looking for a post because that's traffic I was sending. The ingress is true, so I know that this is coming into my BIG-IP. And so I look at that, and I can look down through my XML here and expand that, and I can see that the request I sent had all this data in here, and it has that pan still, right?
Yeah.
And then I look at the egress, because with the egress, my stream profile should have taken care of that. So again, I'm looking at the post on the server side. Ingress is false, so I know that that's going out. So I don't need to necessarily know that my IP addresses are what they are. I can just look through that. Now, if I included the high details, I'd also have the flow information, and I'd be able to match flows. But I didn't do that on this one. But anyway, you can see that, boom, that pan data is gone. And there you have it. That was post of the week.